the Chi-Town experience on the flight. Let me go tune in to Keek on the mic. He gon' make sure we get our news and highlights. When you get on YouTube, you better hit the like.
In a very shocking development, it sounds that general manager Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears are ready to make a huge move up in the 2025 NFL Draft. Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Keek on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. As always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Bears fans, before I go any further with today's episode of Keek on the Mic, I want to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's video, and that is Penalty Verdict. Bears fans, before we go any further with today's episode of Keek on the Mic, I want to share with you guys this exciting new app that my podcast is working with called Penalty Verdict. With this cool new app, Bears fans, you can vote on penalty calls in real time on both NFL and college football games, engage with a community of football fans who desire fair play and accountability, unlock the next dimension of sports by engaging with real-time polling of referees, players, and teams, along with viewing data-driven insight to have informed discussions about the games. Bears fans, Penalty Verdict is actually in the developmental phase and would love to hear feedback from you. What features do you want to see in the app for the next football season? I have already tested this app out, Bears fans, and I'm really excited to share it with you guys. Every single time a referee makes a terrible call, we now have a platform to share those frustrations. So Bears fans, do me a huge favor by clicking the link in the description of today's video and vote on NFL and college football penalty calls in real time with Penalty Verdict. Bear down, guys. Once again, Bears fans, if you are interested in Penalty Verdict, they're in a test trial right now. Make sure you go down below in the link to the description of today's video to check out this brand new, very cool app called Penalty Verdict. All right, Bears fans, so we have some breaking rumors spiraling around social media in regard to the Chicago Bears, and it seems that Ryan Poles is ready to risk it all and trade up in round one of the 2025 NFL Draft. We have talked about the scenario time and time again, and we've all come to the consensus that, you know, as Bears fans, that we would be fine with either staying put at number 10 and taking best player available or trading back and trying to either add an extra second round pick and maybe an even extra pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. But according to multiple rumors around the National Football League, they say that the Chicago Bears are looking to move up from pick number 10, and there are 6 teams ahead of them open to moving back. And I hear that one of those teams is the New York Giants. There's even other reports and rumors out there saying that the Bears have already offered the New York Giants some compensation for the number 3 overall pick in hopes to trade all the way up and land edge rusher Abdul Carter out of Penn State. This would be a massive shakeup in round one of the 2025 NFL Draft. Obviously, the New York Giants currently have the number 3 overall pick. In a scenario where the Bears would trade up and land that number 3 pick, they would probably have to give up pick number 10, 41, and a 2026 first round pick. Bears fans, my question for you guys on today's episode of Keek on the Mic is that worth it, trading up and getting Abdul Carter? Abdul Carter is the best defensive player in this year's NFL Draft, probably outside Travis Hunter. I know he's playing both ways, but outside Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter is one of the best defensive players and one of the best players, period, in the 2025 NFL Draft. He has had comparisons to Micah Parsons. Obviously, you think about the idea of what Abdul Carter would mean for the Chicago Bears defensive line with already Javon Dexter, Grady Jarrett, obviously Montez Sweat, among others on the Chicago Bears defense. I think this will be a big-time move for the Chicago Bears. But at the same time, I really don't want the Chicago Bears to mortgage their future for one player. But it really sounds that the Bears are trying to make a big move up within the top 10 to either land Abdul Carter or even running back out of Boise State in Ashton Jeanty. I think they have their mind made up on those 2 players. And I've even heard some other rumors around the NFL that the Bears, another offer that they had on the table for the New York Giants was 10, both of their second round picks, and then maybe even a 2026 draft pick as well. For me, like I said, I don't want to give up both of my second round picks, but let's say hypothetically they traded 10, 41, and then next year's first to trade up to number 3, and they do land Abdul Carter out of Penn State. The Bears would still have pick number 39 and 72 in round 2 or round 3. to pick two other really good players for their roster, right? So to me, things are going to get interesting, and things are definitely starting to heat up for Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears. And once again, we all understand that Ryan Poles is not afraid to be aggressive if he has that conviction on a certain player. Like I said, Abdul Carter and Ashton Jeanty are definitely two of the best prospects in this year's draft class. In my personal opinion, if they're really trading up all the way to number 3 with the New York Giants in round 1 of the 2025 NFL draft, that has to be for Abdul Carter. I don't think that Ryan Poles and the Bears are going to go all the way up to 3 and give up all this draft capital to draft a running back. If they trade up to maybe number 5 or even 6, then I can see it being Ashton Jeanty, just due to the fact that Abdul Carter would be gone at that point. But once again, what a turn of events if this is true. I do know that, the Bears requested a visit with Abdul Carter, but he did decline the offer because he was only trying to take visits with teams that are picking top 4 in this year's NFL draft. So that would be a crazy turn of events. Obviously, the Bears had to give a whole lot of draft capital to move up those 7 spots with the Giants to number 3 or whoever they trade with within the top 10. I mean, obviously varies depending on how high you go within that top 10 in a trade up. But it would be a shocking turn of events. I know that all Bears fans would love to have Abdul Carter, just due to the fact that we didn't really think it was a realistic shot on us landing a guy like Carter. But at the same time, we do have to understand and realize that if you do trade up to number 3, it's going to cost you a pretty penny. So overall, Bears fans, how are you feeling about all this news? Things are definitely starting to heat up. And this is all over social media right now. There's multiple different analysts around saying that there's a lot of noise already and a lot of movements and talks going on within the top 10. They haven't been saying the team, but now it seems that Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears are that team at number 10 looking for a big trade up. And once again, would you be okay with the Bears trading 10, 41, and then next year's first in order to get all the way up to number 3 with the New York Giants to land edge rusher Abdul Carter, or even get to number 5 and land Boise State running back Ashton Jeanty? Let me know down below how you're feeling about this rumor in the comment section. But as always, Bears fans, make sure you guys continue to hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms, and make sure you share this episode of Geek on the Mic with every single Bears fan that you know. And once again, huge shout out to the sponsor of today's video, Penalty Verdict. Make sure you guys click the link in the description of today's video to check out this amazing new app. But other than that, I'll be back for all new Bears podcasts right here on Geek on the Mic. Thanks, guys, and as always, bear down.
You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Geek on the Mic. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Geek on the Mic. You can go and subscribe, cause I be on it right. You